दर्शक बंधु नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
आम गण रे आज अछंती प्रोफेसर वैष्णव चरण त्रिपाठी। सी हेले जेएनयू रो भूतपूर्व डीन और रेवेन्सा यूनिवर्सिटी मध्य सी कुलपति थिले। आज गोटे गुरुत्वपूर्ण विषय रे आमे आलोचना करिबा। से विषयटा हला क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन इन इंडिया। बंधुगण आपन को ए विषयटा निश्चित भाव में भल लगे कहीं हायर एजुकेशन उपर आम गोटे खूब सुंदर भाव गोटे आलोचना करवा, गोटे क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस करवा। आउ प्रोफेसर त्रिपाठी होउचंती भूतपूर्व डीन, तांकर बहुत एक्सपीरियंस अच्छी, ज्ञान अच्छी विषय रे। तो मोर प्रथम प्रश्न प्रोफेसर त्रिपाठी को है, व्हाट वाज योर इमीडिएट रेस्पॉन्स after going through the new education policy?
Okay. Actually, education is the backbone of our society. If we cannot, implement our education policy, then we are actually breaking the backbone of our country. So, new education policy envisages, of course, many new things, and also keeps many old things also together. So, it is a good package of old and new thoughts. New thoughts rahila je higher education especially to increase from the undergraduate program from 3 years to 4 years with option of exiting after 3 years also. Then another important policy shift policy is to give the of course at the school level is the giving the education in the mother tongue. There are two major shifts, paradigm shifts, I would say, in new education policy. It is not something very new, but yes, it is, it's something, some new components,
new inputs
are there.
Right.
Okay. This
I would like to ask you, what are you feel are the major 2-3 prime features of this new education policy? I am talking of 2-3 only, not main, prime.
One is, of course, converting 3-year program to 4-year program in bachelors, and another, of course, I told you, Ajit, is that to make as much as possible to give impart school education in mother tongue.
Right.
And besides, there are also the components of changes in PhD program of many policies.
Right. In your opinion, how will the new education policy be supportive to the students at large? I am talking of students at large.
Yeah.
So, I am talking of, at every level, students are there, how they will be benefited from this new policy?
First thing, implementation part. The policy has to be implemented properly. To implement properly means if you are making 3 years to 4 years in a college where we are usually teaching 3 years program, BA or BSc or BCom, we are making 4 years program. That means we need 1/4 of a teacher, 30% more teachers.
Okay.
30% more classrooms.
Wonderful.
30% of all other facilities, laboratory facilities, infrastructure facilities.
Right.
And unless you have that, there is no way we can impart new education policy.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah.
And number two, that means when you are giving a 4th years program, saying the research program, that means research facility has to be created in each and every individual colleges.
Right.
Throughout the country.
Right.
And that is a massive effort. The country should be geared up to spend as much as possible in education.
In this direction.
So that the new education policy could be implemented.
Yeah, right. Great.
And how it is good for the students? You see, the benefit will be mostly for those students who want to go abroad, especially to USA to do PhD.
Okay.
because they can directly go after 4 years to PhD program without doing a master's.
Okay, wonderful. Great.
But those people who want to stay in India, okay, and where 95% of the students are,
Yeah, they stay in India only.
the average one student
Right.
in India, or most of the students live in India.
Right.
There, I think they could exit at 3 years,
Okay.
and whatever they want to do later on. They can also do 4 years, then 1 year master's program.
Yeah, right.
That also is another issue.
Yeah.
That has to be implemented properly.
Like foreign universities, we have seen, like for example, I'm doing in a particular subject, say I'm doing in journalism or I'm doing in physics. I'm also eligible to join other subjects. What exactly, are the inputs in that? For example, I'm a physics student, but I can also study, say for example, political science. So I think this new education policy, there's a big, as we have said, there is a paradigm shift because my major is in one subject, and I can as a subsidiary I can also go to some other subjects and also gain my degree.
There are some optional
Dual degree.
Yes, dual degree different.
Yeah.
The optional, there are many optional choice-based credit system.
Right. Okay.
Called CBCS.
Okay.
And this choice-based credit system also empowers the students
Right.
to study new things.
Okay. Great.
Where let's say what really ideally should be done. Let's say Department of Political Science.
Okay.
If in a department, in a college, they have to, of course, teach the political science honor students, but at the same time open another subject,
Right.
so that history, economics, science, commerce students can take, and that could be, let's say, democracy in India, Indian democracy.
Right. Right.
Could be a subject where everybody could take Indian democracy.
Yeah.
Similarly, Department of Geology can, of course, teach geology honors to students and give a subject on neurosciences, for psychology students.
Great. Great.
So this is what
Yeah.
great achievements could be if it properly
It's
implemented.
more like a value addition,
Yes,
It's
if
more like-
it is properly implemented.
Yeah, right.
That
Yeah,
is more
yeah.
important.
That is very important. It needs to be properly. Now, as you have seen, Professor Tripathi, earlier, we also had education policies, and they were also. We have seen that a lot of changes have gone into that also. But we find, there is a difference between, spirit and the words of the education policy. Now, for example, as you have very rightly said, we have, different norms 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, is it really implemented, or it is on the pen and paper? Because that also is a very important factor, because we draw, a new educational policy, but it is not executed in the right, spirit. So, do you think, can you differentiate between the spirit of the policy and the words of the policy? I would like to differentiate.
Yeah, the words of the policy is good, and spirit also good.
Yeah, wonderful.
But the problem is implementation.
Implementation.
How much we can implement it.
Yeah, right.
Same thing also took place before in the old education policy. How far our willpower to implement the education policy.
Right.
Otherwise, the old education policy so-called was also not bad. It was also good.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So how it is implementation part, there we lag.
Yeah, how it is implemented, executed.
How much money you are willing to spend in education.
Yeah, you come to a stage and ultimately, you don't spend money. Obviously, the very objective is lost.
Yes.
Very rightly said. Very rightly said. As a former dean and professor of a premier institution like JNU, what is your take on the new education policy? Are we trying to adopt some educational models of the West, or it is fully pertaining to India?
You see, today is a day of globalization.
Right.
In the age of globalization, the society is facing a lot of challenges, lot of challenges.
Right.
And we are not able to solve many societal issues,
Right.
many societal problems. You see, in a university, in education system, not only the university system, not only knowledge is passed on from one generation to next generation, but also we create new knowledge through research.
Right.
Okay, and this research helps to solve the problems of society,
Right.
whether in science or technology or social science or any other discipline, knowledge discipline.
Yeah.
And the inability to solve these problems we face in our society, okay, whether science, technology, whatever, shows the deficiency in our education policy,
Right.
education
Right.
system. Because the knowledge that is, we are not able to create new knowledge through research,
Right.
so that we can solve the problem of society. Let's say nobody is going to give us know-how technology.
Right. Right.
Somebody can provide technical know-how, but nobody going to give us know-how technology. That we have to create ourselves in our own country.
Right. Right.
For that, we have to put massive efforts,
Right.
so that we can create research,
Right.
so that the country, the society could march ahead.
But in some way or the measure, I would like to say, we have borrowed some educational models from the West. Do you agree with me?
Yes, we have borrowed the knowledge from the. Actually, we are not doing our research.
Right. Okay. Okay.
We are not doing our research
Right.
to solve the societal issues.
Right.
We are simply borrowing the knowledge from the West and trying to recycle it in our context.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Right.
And that has utterly failed us.
Right. Right.
Because the knowledge the West has created is in West context,
Right.
West.
Right. Right.
And we just simply can put the societal issues or technical issues
Yeah, right.
from one society to another society.
Yeah. It sometimes creates an imbalance,
Yeah. No, the knowledge is not there for us.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
That knowledge we have to.
It might not be pertaining to India.
Let's
It's pertaining to the West.
Yeah,
only.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's say give an example of even very simple agriculture.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Very simple example. Agriculture, when we introduced the green revolution in our country, okay, in our country, to have higher food output, so that we could solve the problems of hunger in India.
Right.
We put so many improved varieties
Right.
of
Right.
rice
Right.
and wheat and all that.
Right. Right.
But then when we brought them from West, simply from West,
Right,
put it in India,
Yeah.
we saw, along with that, there came a lot of insects.
Yeah.
Not only they ate all the new plants we have proved.
Instead of improvement, there was a mess.
Yeah, they also destroyed
They
all
created a mess.
other crop plants.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So that is the problem of simply upping the knowledge of the West
Right. Right.
and trying to recycle the content.
Right. Okay.
Therefore, later on, in the process of green revolution,
Right.
we created knowledge for us.
Right.
We bred plants
Right.
to improve our crop plants.
Right.
So today's our crop plant is now tolerant to insects,
Right.
tolerant to stress, tolerant to drought.
So you mean to say now it is moving in the right direction?
in the right direction.
Yeah, great.
So that means we have put a lot of efforts in agriculture.
Right.
Similarly, we have to put a lot of efforts in all different fields.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Great. Do you think the policy will be contributing towards skill learning and better job opportunities for all of us, particularly the young?
Yes, this new education policy gives a lot of emphasis on skill learning. This is one of the
focus is on skill development.
Skill development also there.
Right.
But this skill development, is one thing to say.
Right.
But implement is not that easy.
Yeah.
In the sense that you have to spend lot of money. Make training schools, let's say
skill development institutes.
Skill development institutes.
Yeah.
Almost each and every part of the country,
Yeah.
nook and corner of the
Yeah,
country.
right.
At each district level, district headquarters should have skill development center. Big. But then it should pertain to each school. Each high school should have a skill development center.
Right.
Each college should have skill development center.
Right.
Then only the student, right from the beginning,
Right.
when he's studying school, in high school,
Right.
he learns skills.
Right.
Even if he cannot go to college.
Yeah, right from the beginning.
Right in the beginning,
Yeah. That focus should be laid.
he has enough skills to do become a carpenter,
Right.
to become blacksmith, or do whatever he wants to do.
You want.
After passing school at 10th class.
Wonderful. Great. As far as, world ranking is concerned, we find Indian universities barely finding a place. What is your comments on that? Because when we see the ranking, world ranking,
Yes.
we don't find JNU or Ravenshaw or Utkal or Bombay University or Bangalore University in the list. What do you think could be reasons for that, according to you?
One thing must say that we have not spent a lot of money and effort on education.
Right.
Unless we spend our money on education and research. Very, very important research. And number two, the research should also come to the universities. Now, it was there. If you say 20 years ago,
Right.
most of the research was conducted in universities.
University, right.
Now, the focus shift, taking away the research component mostly from universities to institutes.
Okay.
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 But that has not utterly failed us.
Right.
Therefore, each and every university, each and every college, according to even new education policy,
Right.
if there is no research component, there cannot be any fourth-year degree program.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, a research component has to be really evolved and integrated to the education system of each and every state, every university, nook and corner of this country, so that the research component increases.
Right.
And that's what the crux of new education policy.
Yeah, another Professor Tripathi will definitely agree with me that there is another big problem. What I see, there is a big problem, in our education system, in the sense, our education is somewhat lopsided. Like, for example, we have, big places like, Delhi or Mumbai, and we have also places like Kalahandi and Karaput, So what happens, more focus is being laid there, and barely any focus is being laid in Kalahandi or in Karaput. So I find, some sort of, I would say, bit of, rejig is required, replanning is required, so that, that lopsided, to the extent possible, we need to bridge that gap. To the extent possible, I am not telling that it is possible, that a university of Kalahandi will be like that of JNU. I don't say that. But, to some extent, there should be some planning, some rejig in our plans and program to see that education institute, whether it is in Delhi, Mumbai or in Kalahandi or Karaput, has some basic requirements, some basic, infrastructure facilities, which I feel are lacking. What is your comment on that?
You say, when you talk, we just coming to this, when you talk about world ranking again,
Yeah.
you know what first question they ask to the university?
Right.
How many of your teachers have got Nobel Prize?
Oh God.
Number one. Second number question, how many of your alumni have got Nobel Prize?
Have?
Got Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize,
How many
okay.
teachers have got Nobel Prize? How many of your
Alumni
alumni
has got
who have passed out of the college or
Right,
university
right,
have got
right.
Nobel Prize?
Right,
The
right.
first question.
Right.
So if you see in that context, we are in Nobel Prize, we are nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So naturally we lag behind.
Okay.
But not so much lag behind.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We can certainly improve our education system, and education system is research component. Education is only, of course, teaching and research.
Yeah, right.
We have forgotten research in our country
We are
and
only-
mostly focusing teaching.
Yeah, only focusing on teaching.
That was not great teaching.
Yeah, right.
So that is our totally failed.
Yeah, right.
That is a major policy shift that has happened also before.
Yeah, it's a great
And
thing which you commented on.
And other than lopsided development,
Yeah.
yes, lopsided development exists.
Yeah.
Just like showed you, ask you one thing, that lopsided issues, how many people got Nobel Prize?
Right.
Women Cambridge
Right.
or Harvard can naturally get more.
More.
Okay. Go up in
Yeah,
the
right.
ladder
Right.
and will go behind.
Right.
Similarly,
Right.
that is in the world arena. But in Indian arena, of course, there are many universities who are doing good, which are in better placed. Maybe Delhi, Hyderabad, and few other places, Bangalore, in science, Bangalore, in Mumbai or somewhere,
right.
big cities. But yes, in lower level cities, where the population is low number or product development has not taken place,
Right.
backward areas of the country, the education is lagging behind.
Right. Why I really asked you this question is, sometimes you must be feeling that government is taking credit. Oh my God, there was a university in Bhubaneswar, there was a university in Cuttack, there was a university in Sambalpur or in Berhampur. Now we have also gone inwards, and we are now also developing universities in Kalahandi or in Karaput or in in different remote places. But actually what I am trying to tell is, do we really have the basic infrastructure to make the universities operational? That is what I mean to say.
It is a great idea to have many universities, so that people of that region also graduate, go improve, and all that, don't have to travel so long, and each area is developed. Of course, university is not a means to develop a region. Right. University is there for education.
Education, right.
And so university never thought of develop an area, but develop human resource of that area. Okay, that is more important.
Right.
And when you talk about how to improve the education there,
basic infrastructure
in the remote corner of each and every state.
Right.
Okay. Then yes, it is very important. We give massive funding to those people.
Right.
Just not to create university.
Just not to create university, but
and sit down.
Proper funding is required.
But proper funding, you have to give them proper teaching staff.
Right.
Number one, teaching staff.
Teaching staff is very important.
Very important. You have to give them teaching staff.
Right.
Without that, there is no university.
Teaching staff with quality, of course.
Quality teaching staff.
Quality teaching staff. Okay. I agree with you.
Otherwise, the place is dead.
Right. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
No meaning. What creates what you see? There are many differences. I must tell you. Not the course structure of JNU and course structure of Harvard.
Right.
Not very different.
Not much different.
Not different.
Between Harvard and JNU.
Okay. But the students and teachers of Harvard made a difference.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means, it's the teaching staff which make the difference.
Right.
Okay, between Harvard and JNU. Same thing. Okay.
Right.
The teaching staff of Delhi University and teaching staff of any other place in a college are different.
Right.
So that means we have to appoint quality teachers.
Right. That is
in each and every college and every university.
Whether it is in Kalahandi or whether it is in Delhi.
Quality teachers.
Quality is very important.
When
we recruit teachers in the universities, it is very, very important that we need to adhere to quality. That is a very important factor which we need to keep it in mind. Professor Tripathi, we had a wonderful discussion with you, but I would like to request you to kindly share a message with the young viewers of this channel, because I am sure this is a rare opportunity to have you in our studio, and it is also an opportunity for the youngsters to have a inspirational message from you. You being a very seasoned teacher, you are also the Vice Chancellor of the Revenue University, you are the Dean of the JNU. So what will be your inspirational message to the young viewers of our channel?
As I told in my courses, my message to young people will be to be talented and creative.
Right.
Each and every people of our country, if our students of our country have become talented and creative, we can turn around this country with a few material resources.
Wonderful.
Okay. Number one, develop independent thinking. That's very important. Third, challenge the existing knowledge to create new knowledge and recreate new knowledge. And today's youth also must take active role in societal transformation.
Societal transformation.
To empower each and every citizen of India.
Right.
Okay. That is very important. These are messages I have for the young viewers.
बहुत धन्यवाद प्रोफेसर त्रिपाठी, आपण आम गहन आसिकी बहुत गुरुत्वपूर्ण विषय आपण आलोचना कले, विशेष धन्यवाद। दर्शक बंधु आपण माने धैर्य सहित आम मानक शुणिले, निश्चित भाव में आपण माने भल लगी आमर जो आलोचना कलु। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।